Hello guys, and I'm back with another video. Whoa. Now today I'm going to be talking about another story time. And before we get to that, let me lock the door really quick. You know I gotta keep things safe. So, hi. I know a lot of people are confused about the Nicki Minaj and Coi Leray Blick Blick reaction that I did. That one got taken down. Mainly because of copyright, even though I put strictly in the bio that no copyright was intended and I'm using it for entertainment purposes. But I see a lot of people posting reactions. I put it up more than once. I put it up like 5 times, got copyright striked and blocked many times, which is not good because that was actually doing pretty well for the first few times. So I just decided to let it be, even though I did post the full reaction on my TikTok, even though the second part sound got removed, and it was right at the Nicki Minaj. Dang. So anyway, aside from that, I'm gonna get into the story time. Now today I'm going to be talking about it's kind of like an update, but it's also a different story time about I guess we could talk about my previous store. That's what I was going for. I was trying to reach it at the tip of my tongue, but it turned out as confusion. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about my manager and the employees at my first store. If you would have known, if you caught up with my Starbucks stories, you would know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to be telling you about my experience with these so-called people who will remain nameless. Now, before we dive on into this anger-driven feature, I feel like y'all are here and y'all are ready to get into this, but you never hit that subscribe button yet, and that's a pretty big issue for Waylon. I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button for me, please. Bro, brother, sister, sis, brethren, family, I'm gonna need you to hit those buttons. And also, if you want to show some more support, hit that like buttons as well. Follow all my socials. They're gonna be linked in my bio. Just go ahead and click it, and then it'll take you to wherever you need to go. And also, when you hit that little red subscribe button, I'm gonna need you to hit that notification bell next to it so you won't forget when I miss a new video, because you do not want to miss an upload. Trust me, you do not want to miss all these bangers that are dropping all 2022. Bangers all 2022 and above. Let's get it. Now, anyway, with all that being said and all that out of the way, I said we go ahead and get into this story time about the people at my last store. So I do want to say that I've dealt with pretty bad jobs in the past. That was actually from my bad experience with jobs. As you would know, that I've worked at McDonald's for 7 months and I've worked at Hungry Howie's for 1 month, which was enough. And I transferred to Starbucks around late August of last year. So I'm kind of familiar with it now, and I'm kind of getting used to this stuff. So let me go ahead and get into my first experience there. So when I was first on training, there was this one manager who I had beef with, which I will remain him nameless. There's no point in giving him a name. He's not relevant enough to have a name. So he was kind of friendly. He did those shoulder pats and all those different type of things that people do, which I don't understand they do, but I guess I have to get used to it. So yeah, sometimes I'll be like, don't touch me, but at the same time it's just like, whatever. I'm not gonna break things. So anyway, he seemed cool at first. We made jokes, we told each other things, and then out of nowhere he started getting a little bit pushy and aggressive. I remember one time when I was trying to do a task right, and I asked him, was I doing it right? And it's almost as if he got irritated for me wanting to do my job correctly. Sir, I'm trying to do my best at this store, and how am I going to do the best of my potential if you're not telling me when I'm doing something wrong? I can make a whole ass drink for a customer, and it could be all the way wrong, and all because you didn't tell me. And then when I don't ask you things, you get mad as well. So it's just I guess I'm gonna piss you off either way, and then you're gonna end up taking your anger out on me. I don't understand what the problem is. And we've been going kind of, switchy. And also, there was this one crewmate, this one crew member who will forever be on my hit list. And it's not because of the fact that he's, you know what? let's just talk about him real quick. We'll get back to him in a minute, like the other manager I'm talking about. It's so hard not giving nicknames, but it's just they're not worth nicknames. They're not. So anyway, let's get into this one crew member. So this one crew member, he's white, and he's, you know, mm, 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 mm. Y'all get what those emotions are. It's kind of like I want to be cool with him, but it's very hard to. So anyway, there would be jokes like that he would be making strictly towards black people sometimes, and they'd kind of make me uncomfortable, but at the same time, I don't think that I would, just sit there and take that. Like, I don't like sitting there taking that crap. I usually sometimes just be on mute all the time. Like, I don't talk. I'm not like, I'm a silent person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very silent person when I don't know you, which is something that I'm kind of working on. I'm not trying to be, closed off to people who actually want to be friends with me, because then that's not fair to them just as much as it's not fair to me, because I'm not allowing myself to be open around people who want me to open up. Like, that's not fair. So, um, I was like quiet for my first week or so, and then they got me to talk. So they would like ask me questions, or like they tell me to talk more. Like they will literally say, "Galen, turn your headset on and say something," and I'm like, "Okay." So, but I didn't have any problem with the other like managers with that. Like they didn't mind if I was quiet as long as I got my shit done. They didn't give a fuck. Like they didn't like, and then that's the same thing I was wondering, because okay, I admit, I was kind of good and comprehensive when I was silent, but for some reason, when they got me to talk, I guess I was, focused on that more than doing my work, which at the same time was my fault, but like, you made me this way. Like, you think you're just gonna force it back after allowing me to do so in a straight month and acting like it's gonna be easy? So anyway, there was this one time where I was talking so much that I didn't hear the drive-through order. And when I didn't hear the drive-through order, he was screaming in my ear telling me to take the order. And then I was looking for other tasks to do, and he got mad at me because I thought that I knew where stuff was. And the thing is that I have good memory. So usually whenever I see something a little bit, I just dash right past it. I don't even take any details. I just go, which is something that I'm really working on. Like, I don't have a good memory, but I have a quick memory. And it's something that I'm trying to, do my best on and do all that stuff and all that crap. And one time I thought that I already saw straws because I looked earlier and there were straws, but apparently they were used for the lobby and not for the drive-through window. So I thought that we still had straws. So when I told him that it was, and I was like, "Oh wait, we don't have straws," and then he had the nerve to make a stomach rack. You want to know how I know? Because you didn't look, sir. Sir, there were some there earlier. I didn't put that detail in, but there were some there earlier. So that's why I thought that there were straws. Don't get no attitude with me just because I thought something, okay? We all make mistakes. It's just we have to own up to them. And the fact that I'm owning up to them and not lying, then yeah, you should be proud of that. Like, don't you think? Like, we all, at least I own up to my mistakes. So yeah, he had some sort of attitude with me, and then we would all get in our fucking feelings, and then we would just be silent on a headset, and we would only be strictly taking orders and strictly taking shit. And then he have some sort of tone when he would be telling me, go take your 10 or something, and I just like, nigga, I mean, whatever. So, yeah, that was basically with him, and that's what happened for straight 2 months. And I've worked there since August, so at this point it's October, and I'm kind of getting pissed off now because it's annoying. So a new shift decides to join, and then like we're basically talking and stuff, and then he's just being extra. But actually, how about we get to the breaking point? To the breaking point. So him and my crew member that I told y'all about, the one who's a yeah, he's very annoying because he likes to act like just because he's been here since like longer time than me, because I joined August of that year, he joined February. And February and August, that's like a 6 months, that's a half a year difference. Like, you're not making that much of a difference. So he thought that just because he's been here a half year longer than me, that he can tell me what to do and do, whatever it is. So anyway, when he would like him and like my manager would just like not even butt heads, they just be grabbing hands and they just be screaming at me, telling me this and that, telling me I'm wrong, telling me don't have this attitude, like there's no reason. And then the breaking point for me was when he said, "Look, this isn't like this is more than just hurting your feelings. When I tell you I wanted to jump out of my apron and beat the living shit out of him. When I tell you, don't ever try to justify me by my feelings. Ever. That's one thing that'll really make me crack. And I admit, I am a sensitive and I'm an emotional person. And with that comes somewhat like lashing out and stuff. I be screaming, I'll cry, or I'll yell, I'll be like cussing them out. It's just a different thing that goes between me. You never know when you poke and it'll blow up, right, with me. Like, so I guess they kept pushing my buttons and was just, pushing my try me button, and I don't have one. So it was getting annoying. So anyway, I was trying my best to, keep my calm, make sure not to do something I'm gonna regret. So I decided to just take that shit and just went home with it. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then the other breaking point was when I was at this meeting, and me and my sister, we were both on our phones during the meeting, even though we were listening. Like, I had one AirPod in, and so did she. She had one in on her left ear, and I was, paying attention, listening to what she got. And then my mom proceeds to text me, "Take those out of your ears now." Y'all already know how I am with my mom. And it's just like, "Mom, I'm listening." And she said, "I don't care. It's rude." And I'm like, but if I'm listening, what does it matter? I mean, it's obvious. Y'all acting like she telling me to do so. Like, she didn't tell me nothing. Because if she told me something, she would have said it to me to my face. I'm sick and tired of all this sneak dissing, getting other people to send messages and crap. I was pissed off. And then my manager proceeds to flick my phone and do this. And I'm like, "Oh, so you were the one who told her to do that. Wow." So that was, oh, okay. I see. And the thing is that my mom has issues with him too. But the thing is, my mom has issues with almost everybody at that store. And I'm just like, "Mom, why didn't you switch like I did? Like, it would have made your life easier as well." So she had issues with a couple of other people there too. So I was just confused. I'm like, "So you're teaming up with him just because of my AirPods?" Mind you, my AirPods are like my headspace. They're my calming tool. And since I have like a lot of things going up here, I need something that could like, stir them and calm them down. So that's why I always have one AirPod in, regardless if like she was like I can hear. Like, I have one ear that doesn't have an AirPod in it. But sometimes I'll have both in, which I understand because when I have both in, I'm not in this world anymore. I'm in a whole other world. But it's just the fact that he came and said something to me and not my sister, which was what made me mad. So I'm just like, "Oh, so yeah, it's only me." Yep, it's only me. So that whole meeting, I was just pissed off because I was just like, "Bro, like, I'm just mad." So I'm texting my friend just about the whole situation, and he's telling me, "Dude, I wouldn't like," because I was literally threatening to just walk out and not come back. But then they said, "No, you need to stack up that paper." Because like, think about what you want to do when you get out of this situation, when your YouTube or whatever blows up, or like when you start making money. Like, where's like what you like how are you gonna be able to like pay for like tuition and stuff? And he was actually telling me some valid points, because he also told me that how was I gonna get a car? How was I gonna get a new phone? How, like, I need to, keep stacking. He's kind of my financial help. He tells me to like, not to spend my money on so much shit and stuff. So I was kind of like, "You know what, you're right." So I stayed in that meeting and I stuck it out, and I talked to the head woman in charge, who was the one who was running the meeting. And then she said, "Was there an issue? I saw Jacob walk." I just said his name. But like she said, "I saw him come over. And I was like, yeah, everything's fine because I didn't want no issue. And then also, even though my speech would be remain confidential, I ain't no snitch. Like, no, it ain't even that deep. So, they had like a whole pizza party, like me when and I was like, when I tell you I was like punched through the wall angry, like I was so angry. And I was afraid if I was going to go up and eat, I was gonna like damage the people that I actually care about in that store, which is something that I don't want to do because everybody in that store, like, they on my good side. So I was just trying my best to stay calm from the situation and just move, like, let go and let God. So I just sat in my couch on my phone and just tried to look for things to calm me down. I was listening to Summer Walker. I was listening to any calming female voice I could find because, like, when I tell you I was so angry, I couldn't even eat. I didn't even eat for the rest of the night. And it was like 7 o'clock. And usually I eat it like that time. Like, I usually eat at that time. And especially since I ate earlier, I was hungry. And then that struggled for me the next morning. So the next day I was just like kind of recapping on all that's happened to me for this past, like, I don't know, I don't know. So she says that I'm gonna be at my new store in a couple weeks, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that kind of brightened up my mood. I started, working, and I started like giving everybody like the best experience me possible before I was gone. And that's when we get into like two people. So there's this new shift. Now she's like been a shift at a other Starbucks, but she's a shift here now. So she kind of like, runs the night crew, like now even. Yeah, she runs the night crew and she's cool. Like, me and her vibe, we're material girls. Like, how like you gotta be like, how you gotta be with the girls. Like, sometimes, like, I have a funny femme side, but I also have a funny male side. I have a like, so I'm kind of like switch and switch. So like I could be funny as a male, but I could be funny like acting like a female. So like, I do them jokes, like, walk around and crap. So yeah, I be doing all that like shit, and it's just so funny, and it's like she's just such a vibe to be around because she's always telling me like, I'm not even gonna lie, you a good worker here. I mean, you got some progress to do, but like you're doing good like right now, and I'm just like, thank you. And then there's this other girl who, me and her, I really wish that she didn't leave for like her, because she had something else going on. She had like a whole fashion thing going on, and she was been working there since she was like probably like 16. And she was like 19 at the time. So I was like, oh, 3 years? Oof. Ooh, you worked hard. But she was a funny vibe too. And it was just like everything, like, it was just so fun, like, working with those two. Now, the male, on the other hand, and then the other guy, on the other hand, too. So it was just, those were the only real people that, pissed me off to a certain exterior. But that doesn't matter now because I'm far away from them. I'm at my new store, so yeah, I'll be telling y'all about my new store too, because I'm actually having a lot of fun there. And part of the reason why I also left like the original store was because my mom and my sister work there, and a whole family, like, I need my own space. And especially since both of them ganging up on me, they telling me, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. When I tell you, my like the head of like the Starbucks in this area told me that I was doing better when I moved on to my new store. That was crazy. And then when I told everybody else about the situation, they said they'd be damned if somebody was gonna, like, I told my uncles, my father, and like, my family about that situation, and they said they'd be damned if they gonna put their hands on my nephew slash son slash cousin. Because yeah, and even my friend, he was saying, I wish somebody would put your hands on you at that store. So yeah, that was a lot going through. I told him to calm down because I'm happier now, and maybe if I'm feeling it, that offer's still on the table. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For the new, like, the old store, I mean, the old store, it was kind of annoying, but it was also, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. So yeah, that wraps up today's story time. I'll be giving y'all more bangers like this more often. If y'all really want to get tapped in with some stuff, probably give me some ideas and like I'll tell y'all what story times I'll have for y'all. Anyway, guys, make sure to go like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of those things. Hit that notification so you'll never miss when I post. And also, yeah, bye.